How is it going? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're back on another video for Booksnack series. I hope that was the name, or else this is embarrassing. But yeah, I have started a new series on this channel, Booksnack, where I talk about books. And I read. That's crazy, I know! Today we're diving into another book. But before that, remember the last video we did was on BTS Roy's The Bangtan by Cara J. Stevens, and I absolutely despise it. So that was our first episode. This is the second, and we're diving into Delirium by Lauren Oliver. And with even more, less scripted video, I don't have anything written, I don't have anything in front of me. I'm just gonna speak as I go, and we're gonna see where it gets. Cool! Alright. So these videos kind of have the structure of we read the back, we talk, what I liked, what I disliked, maybe like rate some characters, rate some stories, and then just give an overall. But guess what? I don't have the books because I borrowed them from library and I gave them back because who knows how long will it take for me to make this video. And I read them in Latvian, so it already kind of is a bit different. The character names, though, I might not remember correctly because translation, like we had spitais, but it was like so different. It was so differently translated something, so if I messed them up, I apologize and I hope you understand. Also, this video will be full of spoilers, so you better prepare yourself. If you have read, continue. If you haven't read, don't want to read, continue. If you want to read, don't want spoilers, don't read. Don't read. Don't watch. Don't watch. Please don't. You're gonna spoil yourself a lot. Because there are some twists and turns that we just love. And yeah, and I spoiled myself multiple books. And sometimes I don't mind spoilers. I'm like, yeah, give me the spoilers. I won't probably read it, so just spoil the heck out of it. But then there are spoilers that genuinely destroy the reading because you know it's gonna happen. AKA the Allegiant by Veronica Roth, the third book in Divergent series. You spoil yourself the ending, and the book makes zero will to want to read itself. So today we're talking about Lauren Oliver, Delirium Trilogy, which has 3 books, some short story books. Haven't read those, so I don't know about that, but I know about the main 3 books. Delirium, which was written in 2011. Then we have we have Pandenomium, and then we have Requiem. And all 3 are kind of connected. Do you only have to read one to understand story? Yeah. These books suggest that you read all 3 of them, or else you're unfulfilled. Like you want to know what happens next, you have to read. Sadly, these are those kind of books. In Delirium, we meet a girl called Lena, who is our main character throughout the 3 books. Is she annoying? A bit. Does she talk about her dead parents a lot? Yes. Does she have some issues? Maybe. But she lives in a society that has issues. So basically, she lives in Portland, in America. Special Americans. And basically, there was a Cold War happening. So there have been a lot of bombings and everything's a mess. And there is government said, oh, love is a disease, so amor deliria, nervosa. When I say nervosa, I sound Russian. I have a problem. Good. And so basically, love is prohibited. What does it mean? It means you cannot hug, you cannot say I love you. There's no love. You can't kiss. So the government has a thing that it has a cure which basically fucks up your brain so that you don't feel any emotions. So it's not just love, it's any emotion you don't feel. And they become walking zombies. Love that. And so everyone has to do procedure when they hit 18. So Len that has to do it in like September. So you follow her throughout like nine-ish months. You have to do a test, talking test, to see who is to get points, and from those points you get your marriage proposals. So you get like 3 guys. For Selena gets like 3 guys, and she has to pick 1, 2, 3, and then she got like the 3rd one she picked. Sure. And yeah, they are put them randomly. Also really messed up how they put them together, but that's in the 3rd book. Okay. And so she kind of lives her life. She has a best friend called Hannah. So Lena has a girl called Lena. Yeah, they are best friends. They do have something going on there. And yeah, they do some running and all of that. But Hannah is not a good citizen. She listens to prohibited stuff because there's also a manipulation with music and stories and everything. You are basically living under a rock. Hannah doesn't like that. She goes to underground parties that are prohibited. She does that. Yeah, and then they live their lives. Lena, of course, is like, "Why are you like this?" But because of Hannah, they meet Alex, the boy that she's seen but never know the name of. That's a bit confusing, and she kind of has something for him. Isn't that cool? First love interest, Alex. I don't know why, but Alex characters called Alex, guys that are in a relationship, are usually nice in books. The two books I've read that have Alex in them, they've been amazing. So more Alexes, please. We need more Alexes in literature, please. And yeah, they're pretty good. They do their thing there and there. Then Linus does fall in love. Cool. And then, you know, as the government, of course, probably has some police officers that absolutely don't let anyone live. Yes, there's also those guys who are actually pretty big assholes. I don't know a different word to explain them, because they are ready to murder people for just to show that they are higher standing. Police brutality, it still happens. That's the sad part, that it still happens. I guess I explained the basic premise. Basically, world which has love prohibited and all of that. Lena is an orphan because her mother's dead and her dad actually died. Yeah. She has best friend Hannah. She has Alex, who's her love interest. And she has aunt that's absolute shit. She's a zombie, and her uncle's also a zombie. Her sister also is a zombie. And she has two cousins. One is absolutely a bitch, and the other one she actually likes, but that cousin doesn't talk. She is the only one who heard her talk, so they have a special bond, and we love that. Like, Grace, we love you. But the actual like storyline of the first book is just so simple. Like, it gets you the basic premise of what's going on, what's happening in the city, like how is it bad, how is it good. So there's not much happening, yet there's so much happening. There are some parties going on, and I actually like the time that we skip. Like, oh, we didn't see it, then the month passes, 2 months pass, and kind of goes on. It shows that she's a human and she lives on. It doesn't happen in 1 week. Like, she doesn't change the world in 3 days, which is great. Continue doing that. She changes the world in years. Like, it's a long time that passes. The most memorable scenes probably is one of the party raids. Like, the second party she goes to warn Hannah that there's a raid happening. She gets bitten by a dog. The people in the party get beaten up bitten by dogs and beaten up by the policemen. They had a specific name, but I don't know it in English. Yo, editing me right popping up to explain what I didn't explain. So, the police name, the raiders, the police, their actual name is regulators, because they regulate. I just couldn't remember. It's literally the same in Latin, but here I go. And just the brutality of it. Like, it genuinely, she even had like a thing that she quoted. So, Alex saved me. Okay. Before we go there, Alex is a guy from the Wilds. Wilds is the place that is behind the wall that they cannot cross. So it's like the bad place. There's no one living. It's just shit. Don't go there. So basically, he's from there. It's his secret. And he is not cured. So he didn't have the thing done to him when he was 18. So they are also bad people. You shouldn't chit-chat with them. And so basically, he saved her. She was bitten. He saved her from the raiders. And she just was like, Alex saved me from people who were supposed to save me from someone like him. And that moment I was like, yeah, this is fucked up. The police there are truly overdoing their stuff. Like, they are not nice. Like, they are not protecting. They're just assholes. Great time. But yeah, the party scene, their first kiss, and one of the most relatable scenes ever. Like, as she got bitten, Alex took care of her. He like took off his shirt, like ripped it apart and like tied it around her. And she was like, oh damn, that boy. She was just thinking about him. And honestly, if a guy sat in front of me with abs taking care of me when I've never seen such stuff, yeah, I would be like that too. I'd be like, oh, there's no pain, baby. Just you and me there. And then I think another special scene is kind of the way Lena found out that her mother is actually not dead, which is crazy because she was talking about that she's dead for a freaking whole book. It was too long. And there's a special jail where basically are put everyone the government doesn't like. So, and it turned out her mother was in there for years, many years, and yeah, she escaped. Mother escaped. You never know what happens until Alex and Lena are dating. Hannah finds out that they're dating. She's cool with it for now. And they chit chat, do all their stuff, have fun as kids, of course. And then, ooh, guess what? Lena wants to escape to Wilds with Alex because she has had enough. And guess what? Raiders, the bad guys, the police, find out about that, and they go to the hideout of Alex and Lena where they usually go, and they kind of like try to grab them. But Alex escaped, Lena got taken, and she got tied up to her bed at home with her aunt and sister, who were absolutely mean to them. She's like, it's for your sake, it's only for you. But they're literally torturing her. That's cool. So yeah, she kind of happens. Hannah comes and helps her to give the message to Alex, who did escape, thank God. And yeah, she does her best in a weak body to escape over the wall that she's been over already. So she kind of knew what she's getting into, kind of, not really. And yeah, they're going for escape, but guess what? Raiders are running after them because lol, she escaped her house when everyone was watching her, but just saying. And she has to climb over the wall while it's not electrocuted. And yeah, Alex is like, I'm right behind you, run over. But guess what? He didn't. This bitch got taken. Well, Lena did escape, thank God. At least one escape, or else this book would be pretty short, if I may say so. And yeah, she watched Alex basically die. That's cool. First love interest, yeet out of the window. Honestly, every character I understand. Like, those bitches, leave them. But like the main characters, like Hannah, Lena, and Alex relationship is so not toxic. Like, what? Usually it's toxic. Like, Lena has some days when she's like, yeah, I don't care about anything. But then others like kind of pull her like, get yourself together, basically, and it's fine. The same Alex and Lena kind of have their arguments, they don't talk with each other, and then they're like, okay, I understand I was dumb, and I love you still, so let's just deal with it. So it's not like toxic, like, ooh, he said that, I won't talk ever with him, only if he does that and that. No, it's just they talk it out. They literally talk everything out. Without arguing. Young adult novels could never. Like, it's so amazing to see such a healthy-ish relationship that it's just, yes, give it more. Give me healthy relationships. Even though Lena is sometimes annoying, I understand her. I would be annoying too. Probably someone would have murdered me by now, so. The friendship also is like, oh yeah, we argue, but I'm still gonna save her. Like, she said something to me that I didn't like, but I was also kind of wrong, so I'm just gonna run and fuck up my life just to save her. Like, we love that. Like, that's how it should be. You shouldn't just go blindly into it, but you should go for a reason, and that's great. That's cool. And she was always worrying, and that's really sweet. Yeah. but it will bite her in the ass later. Okay, that was like kind of the first book. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Beautiful writing, beautiful time putting together, that it makes sense, that she doesn't... Yeah, it does make sense, the time. The storyline also is fun. I really enjoyed reading it. The moment I got it, I was like, yeah, I'm in. Characters also well written, and they do their stuff as they're supposed to do. So that's great. And then, let's just go to the second book. Second book, Pandenomium, is a book that takes place in the wilds, the place she escaped to. But, Lena escaped to. But it is kind of written in 2 times. So, in the beginning, first half of the book. So the first half is like then, and then it's now. Then is about the time she got to the wilds, like how she learned to survive, how she met her mates, basically. And now is a time where she meets Julian, she's in New York, she's having a special secret mission. Yeah, but in a while, okay, let's go to the then, and then we'll get to the now. So then, she is basically half dead, which, thank you, beautiful, is shown throughout the book that she is half dead. I love that. It's not that next day she's fine. And it shows the gruesome reality that she has to live in now. She meets Raven, and her boyfriend, Raven's boyfriend, I don't remember his name in English because I know it only in Latvian. In Latvian it was Spitais. Raven's boyfriend's name is Tak. Just saying, just mentioning, because he is a lot, like, his name is Tak. I just didn't know how it translates. It didn't translate exactly how it is in Latvian, so a bit unsure. We don't know they're in a relationship, but they're always bickering, and then at the third book in the middle, they're just like, oh yeah, we found out they're dating, and I'm like, oh, stop right there. Makes sense, but what? But yeah, the second, we kind of follow that. They're like the people you definitely have to remember. There's also another people, like little kids, older people who, and Lena finds a friend who, again, Hunter, I believe his name, he is. So all of the people in Wilds have like nicknames. They don't have their actual name. Those are nicknames. So Hunter definitely was really loving, and turns out he's gay. I read all books and I didn't realize he's gay. That was an interesting fact I found out later. Yeah, they kind of go through the wilds and survive, and Lena learns the truth that you have to kill. She learns how to actually do that, how to hunt, how to get food and try to survive. They live out of nothing. Like, it's terrible. Like, the situation they're in is just absolutely horrible. And yeah, we kind of go to the scenes where people attack, where they get food and all of that. You kind of learn there how it is behind in the wilds to live in. Now part, which is in New York, where Lynn has a secret mission with Raven and Raven's boyfriend. Again, that's how I'll call him because I don't know his name. And there she gets basically kidnapped by Scavengers. My dumb ass couldn't pronounce scavengers. Here I go, the peak of my brain. I couldn't pronounce scavengers, so there was people named scavengers. Here I go. Proper pronunciation. Here we go. Enjoy the rest of the video. They basically kidnap her, and she's in the same room as Julian. And Julian is the guy that kinda is the son of the head of the organization that doesn't allow the love. So he's like the big thing, and yeah, he's with her in the room. She still loves Alex. She can't forget that man throughout the whole fucking book. But Julian catches her eye. Like, she and Julian gets close because they were so close to death. They escaped and all of that. And again, non-toxic relationship, because Julian found out that she is kind of lying to him throughout the whole time. But he was like, okay, we're gonna save each other, I'm gonna help you, and then I'm gonna be mad at you. But he's not really, so they kind of go through that. Julian definitely falls in love with Lena, and Lena is kind of like, I kind of love Alex, you know? I kind of let my man die just like some months ago. What are you trying? But then at the end, she was more keen to, we'll get there. And throughout that time that they are underground, basically, because they lived underground, they find new people who they kind of like chill with. Then when they get finally out, they found out that Julian's father and the people that kidnapped him work together. And the people who kidnapped are also like against the government, but they just do the stuff that who pays more, and it's fucked up. But then you realize, yeah, how big of a bullshit government actually is, also in real life. But no tea, no shade, but it's terrible. I don't know how this happened. Hierarchy is definitely terrible. But here we go. And she found out that actually they were not kidnapped just because. They were kidnapped because someone asked them to be. Raven was behind all this, and we trusted her. And she's like, yeah, kidnap them. Great, so they get kidnapped. They got out of the kidnapping, and yeah. On the time, by the end of the book, Julian's father dies in the most anticlimactic way. He's important, but he just dies. Just dies. You know how a Legion book ends? The shooting scene, yeah, it's just the same. But you kind of forget it because then you move on with the story and you found out that Lena's mother is actually alive. What a shocker. And doom, 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 when Lena promises for Julian to stay together with him forever because she loves him now, guess who shows up? The one and only Alex. He just like, don't trust her, babe. She said the same to me. And he just stands there. He's alive. Our boy is alive. Is it a love triangle? Yes. It's one of those. It's one of those. And yeah, we found out he's alive. He has now a big scar. He's absolutely different guy. Cool, that's how the book ends. You kind of love Julian throughout. Like, you fall in love with him. And you're like, you know what? Alex could be dead. Like, she found her new love, and I'm kind of fine with it. And then they're like, ha ha ha, Alex is dead. Alex is alive. And this is the thing where, after first book, I was like, I'm not gonna spoil anything to me thanks to Divergent trauma I have. But guess what? The first thing I went on Google, wrote to see what about the first book if I missed anything. And guess what I read? Oh, there's gonna be another love interest named Julian. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be a triangle. And also at that point, I realized that Alex is gonna stay alive. So I was not that surprised, but yeah, that's it for the third book. And I guess we should also go on the third book, which is Requiem. The book now is from, again, 2 points of views. One is Lena and one is Hannah. Welcome, we're going back to Hannah and her story. I guess we should just start with the Lena's part. So with Lena's part, we kind of follow her throughout the wilds where she moves to the big attack. And I don't know why she moves, but she moves. She's going to Portland, baby. She's going back. And now she has 2 problems, Julian and Alex. Julian realizes that Alex is her ex. They never broke up. He kind of died, but okay. Whatever. And Alex is like, oh, so you now have another guy. You forgot about me, huh? I died for you, and you're like this, so... Cool. We also realized that Alex has changed. Probably he was tortured and absolutely... And after torturing, you see your girlfriend kind of giving up on you. Cool. Love that. And yeah, they have their time of the life. They fight. Alex leaves and never shows up again. No. He just leaves because they fought with Julian. And he was like, he gave a note to Lena like, I'll be back, baby. You'll see me. He gave like a secret message there. And yeah, Lena lives in the wilds with people and they kind of try to survive. They get raided a lot by the policemen. They are back. They are attacking the wilds. That's cool. She realizes that one of theirs is also with the policemen, and so that's why they knew where they always were. Many die throughout. And yeah, it hurts to listen how they die. And we kind of move on, blah blah blah, all the story. Lena meets her mother, they chit chat, they have their fun, catch up, they kind of forgive each other, and yeah, we get to the Portland. And then let's deal with Hannah's part before we do the end. So Hannah's part, we follow her marriage, getting married time, because she is with the mayor of, yeah, he's now mayor of the town of the Portland, mayor of something. He's like close to 30 and Hannah is 18. The age difference is so fucked up in that. But yeah, they're just rich people, so of course they're gonna do that. And yeah, we kind of follow how she goes through. She realizes that her future husband is an asshole. Love that. And yeah, so basically the guy's name is Thomas. I think his name is Thomas. I'm just gonna call him Thomas. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Or Fred. Oh, was he Fred? Oh no, Thomas was the father. Fred. I think Fred is the name. I hope. He's now Fred. Like, the guy is Fred, the mayor's son. But yeah, turns out the Fred is actually a manipulative bitch. Like, he loves seeing people suffer. He already had a wife, and the wife found out too much about him, and he dropped her in that jail. Remember what I talked about? He killed his own father because his father actually wanted to be a normal person and talk it all out, not to basically make people's lives miserable. Yeah. So he's a murderous bitch. Cool. And yeah, Hannah also found out about it. And Fred tries to attack her as a warning. But yeah, Fred is a bad guy throughout the whole. You realize how fucked up he is. Crazy. Never liked him. He only has Hannah as an accessory, basically, to show that he's fine. And to make babies, of course. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Okay, and then we get to the end where Lena gets to Portland. And she doesn't do the stuff she does. Raven kind of dies. A lot of people die, but you never know if they die. Especially at the end of the book. I kind of like that. They might survive, they might not. And you move on. Lena finds out Hannah. They find each other. Also, Alex is away. I like to remember that. Lena and Hannah kind of meet again. And then Lena finds out that Hannah was the one that sent raid to when Alex and Lena tried to escape. So they are the reason they couldn't escape properly. And you're like, oh, that's the friendship peak. But Hannah was jealous that her friend had everything, yet Lena was jealous of Hannah that she had everything, and it's a friendship mess. But you don't mind it. And Lena's like, oh, there's a bomb in the Fred's house, so you do whatever you want, but I'm just saying. So Hannah kind of leaves Fred in the house so he would blow up and they could escape, but you never know because they didn't tell you that. That's cool. Then there's that wall thing going down. They're breaking the wall in Portland to show how cool they are. The people from the wilds. There are a lot of people from the wilds coming in to attack. And we meet Alex again, who turns out to be there. He goes to Lena. He's like, I still love you, baby. And they kiss, and then she goes to the wall. She meets Julian. They smile at each other, and they break the wall. Woo. That's how the book ends. Like, you never know who she picked. You can only think. So, are you Team Julian or are you Team Alex? I'm Team both. Just get both. At this point, this world's already fucked up. Just take both. Also, a thing I forgot about, the time in the wilds where Alex is being a little mean bitch. From coming back, there's a girl called Pearl, I believe. She's like suggestive Alex's new love interest. Like, she's with Alex constantly. And Lena is jealous. At that point, I was like, yeah, this can go wrong in so many directions. It didn't really. So she's jealous of Pearl, but yet she has Julian, so Alex is jealous of Julian. It's a mess, and she thinks Alex now loves Pearl, so she just chills with Julian. It's like, calm down. But I find out that Alex still loves her, and Lena still loves Alex, and I'm just like, That's cool. They have a love interest in that. But yeah, the pearl is definitely one of the jealousy reasons I forgot to mention. Yeah. Third book was a bit more fucked up, but I kind of liked it. I kind of like the edgy stuff. And the ending I also liked. I usually hate when they're cliffhangers, you never know what's gonna happen or happened. But this time I was like, yeah, just don't make me choose which one you prefer or which one you don't. So that was a great catch. I like that. That was cool. Yeah, that's pretty much about the books, that as much as I can remember and mumble through. And then also, these books, guess what, have a little show. So basically, they wanted to make like a series of like following the books, but all they did was make like a pilot episode, which is like 40 minutes long, and it has all three books basically mushed up in 40 minutes, three books. Why? And I watched the episode. It's shit. Might as well watch it later on. But it definitely was bad. Like it was terrible. And it basically follows the story of the first book, but we get thrown in the characters of the second and third book. And now Julian likes Hannah out of nowhere. He's basically a stalker. He lives next to Hannah, which is weird. Alex looks like young Arthur Skrastinch. My Latvian people will know. Yeah, it's interesting. Then the characters are also kind of boring and not as handsome as I imagined. Like it also goes on like, and it's too fast to make sense. We don't have any character building. We don't have any world building. It's just me basically doing this video. It's just if the script was me talking right now to the camera, yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? Yeah, that's what the show is. So yeah, the show is absolute shit. They have that. I'm kind of glad I didn't continue it, or else it would be bad. And everyone who read the books are so sad that this is what we got, because the books are so good. Like Divergent got 3 movies, and the Divergent series kind of suck. But this one doesn't suck, and it didn't get anything, only that little shit. But yeah, that's mostly about the Lauren Oliver's Delirium trilogy. I did love it. I did like it. I did really like it. It's one of my best series now that I've read. One of the most liked ones. And yeah. Yeah, well, let's just end it right here. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, comment, I don't know, do whatever you want. Have fun. And yeah, see you on the next video of these kind of videos. See ya. Bye.